Hello and welcome, Must Players, to episode 29 of 2019. I think that's right, Jules.
Yeah, we got a new camera for it and everything.
Yeah, we had a few technical difficulties with our regular camera, so we've improvised.
But the audio quality should be just the same.
Yeah, perfect. So we've got a webcam, making sure we go live to you all tonight across Facebook, Twitch, as well as YouTube. Now, Jules, we do have a big show, although we're one man down.
Where's Fish?
Fish had a baby. There he is. Congratulations, little Kit.
Kit Ridley Pepper.
Yes, was born just 2 days ago. And it was a really long labour for Beck, so we just wanted to shout out to her really quick.
Beck.
You did a phenomenal job. Fish is over the moon. I think he's going to make a great dad, and I can't wait to have him bring in the little bub to the studio so we can all...
Special guest.
Yeah, meet him firsthand. Now, Jules, PAX is on this weekend. We want to get right into it, of course. It is massive when it comes to getting hands-on with games, but esports is growing and growing and growing.
Well, they reckon this PAX is going to be the biggest one ever.
Yes, and it's not only because we have a suite of huge games coming in the next 6 months or so, but also because esports is really starting to dominate in Australia. We've spoken about the opening of a specific esports venue previously, which is going for Emporium 2020.
Yeah, Fortress guys are going to be at PAX as well, so we'll try and
catch up with them. And the man we've got on the line at the moment is, of course, well, he knows esports probably better than anyone else. It's Josh Inman. Can you hear us, Josh?
I've got you there, Mark and Jules. How we doing, guys?
We are super well. Run us through what you're doing at PAX.
Before I do, I just wanted to give a shout out to Fish and Beck as well. Congrats, guys.
Yes.
Good on you guys. That's awesome. We're doing some of the biggest esports activations at PAX, guys. We run the ESL stage at PAX Arena in collaboration with the PAX guys. So that's something big we're working on. But the pistol resistance for us this year would have to be the Red Bull and HB Omen Red Bull Fight or Flight, the huge PUBG esports stage we've got going on.
Which I have somehow agreed to sign up for.
Yeah, I know you've come to Jules, and he is about as casual as it comes when it comes to PUBG. So, I mean, run us through, why you're looking for blokes like Jules.
Well, I mean, I think everyone's a little jaded when they see esports tournaments. It can be all very, very full-on for a lot of people, and there's so many rules and regs about how you participate. Fight or Flight, Red Bull and HBO Omen wanted to do something a little bit different. So they've changed the settings on what is traditional PUBG esports settings. Mm-hmm. They made everything super fast, so games last no longer than 15 minutes. You have to move, and it makes everything amateur-friendly. So you can get in, you don't need to know all the rules. As long as you're just straight into the action and go, you're going to have a great time and have a good chance to win. Because even the established guys who participate in these esports events, they won't be used to these settings. It's going to really throw them on their head. So it kind of levels the playing field, really. So it's a really exciting type of game to participate in. And it's something very unique that even a veteran in the industry such as myself hasn't really seen before.
I'm very nervous.
I can't tell you how happy I am to hear it's going to be limited to 15 minutes, because I don't know if you know this, Josh, but the first and only game of Fortnite that Jules ever played, he won but didn't kill anybody. He ended up stuck in some levitating device just away from the action until he eventually came...
But I won.
Yeah, you won.
So maybe I can fluke it and win this tournament.
Now, I know it's not PUBG. I mean, are there any other games that are going to be involved in the Red Bull Fight or Flight?
Yes. So PUBG is obviously the featured game and what the tournament is going to be based on. But we've got thanks to our friends at Xbox, we're going to be featuring the brand new Gears game. So that's Gears 5. So
awesome.
We'll be running some 5v5 comps over there. So if you do happen to bow out early, guys, I'm sure you can have another crack at that over there. And we'll also be showcasing a few other games from some good partners of ours, from Blizzard, with StarCraft coming back, because we love the classics, and a few other Xbox indie titles as well.
Can't wait to see it, Josh. Thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you're commentating on a spectacular Julian Price failure come Saturday. That would be ideal.
I can't wait for it. It's going to be my highlight.
I got to get trained. Do you have any tips for me?
I tell you what, this is what's going to really catch everyone out. So if anyone's familiar with PUBG, obviously the blue zone closes in, but everyone likes to, just leisurely take their time. Well, with these settings, look, as soon as you touch that blue zone, you're going to drop like a fly. So it's move is my advice. And the loot crates, they drop enough loot for your entire squad. So you really want to fight for those as well. But that's about my advice, guys, and probably shoot anything that moves.
Yes, definitely shoot anything that moves. Real quick, obviously PAX is on right throughout the weekend here in Melbourne at the Convention and Exhibition Centre. But if people can't get down, Josh, is there a way for them to watch online?
Yeah, definitely. You can check out all of the action from the ESL stage at twitch.tv/PAX Arena, and also from Red Bull Fighter Flight to twitch.tv/Red Bull.
Good luck for the weekend. Good luck to you too, Jules. And Josh, we would love to have you back on the show in future to talk about just how well esports is going in Australia, and hopefully maybe we see Julian Price with a medal.
I'd love to be back, guys. I look forward to Jules hopefully taking that chicken dinner.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, Josh.
guys.
It's going to be huge, of course, PAX on this weekend. I know you're going to be down there, obviously competing, Jules, but is there anything else you're going to be checking out along the way?
Well, there's a lot of things. Like, I want to get my hands on Doom Eternal mostly because they've got this massive section set up for them.
Disappointing news that it was delayed during the week, though.
No, but I don't know. It's not a game that I don't mind waiting a few extra weeks for.
No, fair enough. Now, another game that's going to be down there at PAX is from some Aussie developers. Now, we know that we love to focus on our Aussie guys, whether it be House with Untitled Goose Game or otherwise. But big news in the past week, in fact, just yesterday, was that we're starting to see the fruition of a couple of the deals that Apple has done to bring Aussie developers to Apple Arcade. Now, of course...
Admittedly, we were sceptical at first at this whole Apple Arcade thing, but it's actually sounding pretty decent now.
And I think the concept of subscribing for games is something that really didn't sit well with me initially, because I think the first exposure I had to it was more so with Google Stadia, and I thought, why am I going to be paying a certain amount a month, $30 a month, to then have to still pay for my own games? And I thought a lot of the mobile titles, a lot of them are free, so it's never really been an issue. But a point that this developer we're about to speak to brought up with me is the fact that this is entirely curated content. So when there's such a proliferation of games on the mobile platform, to know that Apple has gone through and hand-selected 100 games by the end of the year is their goal. Of course, it's $7.99 a month to get access to those. And you sort of already assume that they're going to be either quality in terms of what you'd expect or a completely different experience. So I'm super stoked to have been given the opportunity to have gone along and chatted to not only Apple, but Matthew Hall. He is, of course, one of the creators behind Crossy Road, which was a smash hit on iPhone, earned him and his business partners a lot of money. They teamed up with Disney and Pac-Man and all the rest afterwards, but 5 years after that initial game launched, they are finally back with a brand new title. It's for Apple Arcade, and it is called Crossy Road Castle.
The characters I've come across, but this time they're playing a totally new game, climbing up skyscrapers that go off into the stratosphere. Multiplayer has been one of the most requested features for Crossy Road, and we've been toying with multiplayer in Crossy Road. It was never designed for it, but this game is designed for it from the ground up. We're launching the game with one tower, which is Unihorse Tower, themed around one of our most famous characters. You're unlocking characters in a similar way to the original Crossy Road, but each tower contains a number of characters to unlock and then a number of secret characters to unlock as well. One of the other most requested features we had for Crossy Road was to dress up the characters, so you've got a huge range of hats to unlock for everyone. When you're making a game, you do have to worry about the commerce of it, like what am I going to charge for the game? Should it be $10? Should it be $15? Then it became, should it be $1? Should it be free? Where are we going to put ads, and how much are we going to charge for these characters? And so with Apple Arcade, all those questions are raised. Apple have always been really supportive of developers, even when I was like a one-man band living on a sheep farm in Western Victoria. We're still wrapping up the game. It'll be finished and available for everyone to play this year sometime.
So there you have it, Jules, a sneak preview of Crossy Road
Actually,
Castle.
looks pretty fun.
I must say, I actually got to sit down and play it with Matt for a short period of time, and we were connecting over Wi-Fi, because you can't play online with this game, even though it's 4-player multiplayer. It's obviously very different to what the original Crossy Road was, where you can just literally tap with one finger and make it as far as you possibly can. But it is really, really fun. It's still bright. It's still super quick. So I think it's great for mobile platforms. And of course, with Apple Arcade, you can also play across Mac, which was released this week, Apple TV, iPad, everything. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now, before we go any further in the show, we were bigging something up all week on our socials, which is, of course, where we are broadcasting. Do you want us to run us through what these are, Jules?
Those there are double passes to see Maleficent 2, Mistress of Evil in cinemas. And we've got a few here to give away.
We've got 4 double passes. 3, 4. And we want to give them away by the end of the show. So if you or anyone else would like to go and see the film, let us know. I suppose she's a witch, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, can we
she's
ask?
a fairy, isn't she?
She's like a fairy, but she's sort of an evil-looking fairy.
Yeah, well,
She's a mistress of evil.
She becomes evil. It's the story of her journey.
Yeah, I mean, she seems heartbroken. That's great.
The story of Sleeping Beauty.
But let's maybe ask you, if you had to put a curse on somebody, what would that curse be? Is that fair enough?
Yeah, Ryan Mason, and because he's having dainty Szechuan instead of helping us fix his camera tonight.
Yeah, but what is his curse?
The curse is that he has to have a very spicy poo every day for the rest of his life.
You know, given his bowel condition, I don't know if that's fair.
Do you know what he's eating for dinner? He's eating spicy Chinese.
Excuse me.
Yeah, we've really lost control of where this conversation is going, but that's what we want to know in the comments below. So Jules will write up exactly what you have to do on our Facebook page, if you wouldn't mind commenting there, Jules. Just for anyone who hasn't been watching this with audio, I'm still battling to even share our video. God.
Just do it on your phone. Where's your phone?
Talk about technological woes. This is...
it's over there.
This is hitting a new low. No, that's
Jeff's.
Jeff's phone.
Jeff
My
has
phone's
2.
here. Why do you have 2
Here's a
phones,
burner.
Jeff?
He's a dealer.
I was about to say. Anyway, Maleficent is in cinemas October 17, so you want to get your tickets nice and early. We've got them for you thanks to Disney. Now, Jules, during the week there was some bombshell news. That's, well, I suppose it's not really a bombshell. We all sort of expected it, but it's nice to get the confirmation that the PlayStation 5 is actually coming, and it's coming in 2020. It's
Next year.
confirmed the name, and we know its release window, which is, of course, the holiday.
Well, yeah, late 2020 is what we're given, and that's about it.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they were expecting to get out of this announcement. I mean, I think...
And it was really like, it wasn't like an event. It was
No, it
just,
was low-key as
hey, let's
can
just
be.
pop it on our Insta.
I think I was really surprised that they effectively just sent it out via Twitter. In fact, they posted to PAX Australia on Twitter just PS5 Holiday 2020 with a little link to their blog, which is great, and we get a little bit more extra info. So, I mean, what have we found out, Jules?
All right, so we know a little bit. We know that it's not going to be one of those download only consoles. You'll still be able to get discs and put them in.
Yep.
So that's confirmed. Solid state drive. It's got backwards compatibility with PlayStation 4, which is good.
Which is something that really hurt the PlayStation 4 at launch, I think. But anyway.
I agree, because I stupidly bought a PlayStation 3 game with my PS4 and didn't... Anyway,
What an
That was
idiot.
years ago.
Anyway.
That was years ago. So there's a whole new generations of games coming out. And we've already got a whole heap of new titles being launched at the start of the year, which are presumably they're going to be re-released for PS5.
Well, you would think that they'd be upgraded at least. We know that that's something similar they did with the PlayStation 3 to 4 at the time, just to make sure there was that bump in quality.
It just seems so soon.
Yes, and we know that, of course, it's going to have a solid-state drive, which will improve load times and all the rest, which I think is going to be critical. I'm not surprised that they're still allowing people to use a disc, but I think they should have framed it as you will still be able to play your physical games, but we are really pushing for download as the way to go, because ultimately, it's all going to be downloaded to the hard drive, regardless of how you get it.
But we still don't know what it looks like. There's this the dev kit console that's been floating around. There's this big black box with a V cut out in it.
Yeah, that was weird.
But that's just the development kit. So what it looks like, we haven't seen yet. So I can imagine PlayStation are going to hold an actual event to say, hey, this is the actual PlayStation 5.
Imagine.
And here's the actual name for it.
I can't imagine Sony going some abstract art piece to get like a flying V.
Do you think they're going to go with PS5?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sticking to what they're good at, mate.
Putting a
It's
number
been
at the end of it.
sequential. You've gone 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not going to go 5?
No, I don't know. You might.
The real question is, when do they restart it? When do they rebrand it? Like, once you get to 7, like, I think you can get to 5 and you're all right, but anything past 5...
Well, it's like the iPhone and the Samsung Galaxy. Like, they just keep adding numbers at the end.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily...
But you don't want to rebrand it as, the PlayStation Evolution box.
No, I mean, one thing that we did get was a lot more information about the controller. There was a lot of information about not necessarily how it would play or its design. I imagine it would look similar to the DualShock, but little adjustments that they're going to be making to it by way of rumble in particular. They're ditching rumble, which is, of course, very stock standard. It rumbles and that's about it. There's no finesse to it for haptic feedback. Now, we know Nintendo sort of went a step this way with their Joy-Con. It is a lot more responsive, but they're saying that you'll be able to feel the difference between, you know, driving a rally car through mud as opposed to walking through a field of grass, which to me is bizarre because we've never really had rumble just consistently on a controller. It's normally for high impact moments. I don't know, is there anything else about the controller, like an improved microphone that
Well, I wonder if they're going to keep the whole speaker on the controller, because that's kind of it's really gimmicky in my opinion, and it hasn't really been used in too many games. I know that they're using it quite a bit in Death Stranding. The baby fetus thing will talk to you through the controller, but there haven't been too many games that have really embraced that. So I wonder if, based off that, no one's really using it, if they're going to keep that in their controls.
I think that they would. I think it's still a point of difference for them compared to the Xbox.
Nintendo did it with their Wii.
Yes, and look, it's one thing that Nintendo took away were triggers, true triggers. They've basically been buttons. We also got confirmation that Sony is going to be including adaptive triggers. So depending on the game, you'll actually be able to, as a developer, program in how tough it is for you to pull the trigger or how easy it is based on what you're doing. So you can imagine, I think for racing games in particular, when you've got, like for example, if you're locking your brakes, then that would really come through hard on the triggers as it being hard to brake or accelerate. So I think there are definitely uses for it, but I don't know what those could be until, you know, it properly comes to fruition with games that properly utilize it. Was there anything else you wanted to mention in regards to PlayStation 5? We still know that Ghost of Tsushima is a PlayStation 4 game. We don't have a release date.
Yeah.
So that puts it somewhere releasing in the next 15 months.
We just want to know what the PS5 launch exclusive is going to be.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not going to be anything that we already know.
I would have put my money on The Last of Us Part 2 until that came out. So I'm not too sure. I think, and I hope this is the case. I hope it's the next Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
I think it'll be pretty close to when more Marvel movies are rolling out. We know that it was a huge hit on the PlayStation 4. We know that they're working on a sequel. We know that they used the original Spider-Man game to show developers just how much quicker the SSD was.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it's going to be, personally.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
And they'd probably get like a Gran Turismo, something like that, which can really show off just how pretty the graphics will be.
Sure.
Now, there was another company that during the week showed off a lot of what's coming in the future, and this was Microsoft. Now, I've clicked on the wrong thing. Apologies. But they held a press conference during the week. This very, very charismatic man who is involved in their product design team ran us through basically everything that's coming out on Microsoft platforms. He's got the new laptop there, which he really spent way too much time on, even though it was right at the end of the show. You could tell that that wasn't what the focus was on. They've got new, faster chips, but I suppose me personally, I was most interested in their answer to the dual screen phone, which is to actually release what they're calling the Microsoft Duo. Now, this is still another Microsoft laptop, so apologies while the video catches up. But basically, it's almost like a pocketbook. What you would imagine a Kindle to be if it had 2 pages.
And it's not a folding screen, is it?
No, they're two
screens.
separate glass screens, so they're not going to run into the same problems that I suppose Samsung has had with the Galaxy Fold, or Huawei has with its external plastic display, which can obviously get damaged very, very easily. And we already know that the Samsung screen is not prone to breaking, but over an extended period of time. I think CNET did a fold test where they developed a machine to literally just go live on YouTube and fold it as many times as it could. And the screen broke at about 119,000 folds. Now, that's a lot of folds, but I'm just saying, like...
Well, how many times do people pick up their phones every day?
I
think
know.
it adds up.
I reckon over time, I think 119,000 would be a lot.
That's a lot.
Over 2 years, let's do some brief math. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Can we
math.
integrate math into the show? Why not?
Quick math.
So if you, let's say, how long do you have a phone for? 2 years?
Yeah, I've had mine for 2 years.
So 365 times 2 is 730.
Yeah.
Can you remember that number
Yeah,
for me?
730.
You don't have to type it down.
No,
Just you can remember three
I've
numbers.
got an app that'll tell me how many times I've actually picked up my phone
All right.
every day.
Well,
It's
let
going
me
to be
get
embarrassing. I don't know if I should tell everyone.
So if you're opening your phone 163 times a day, you'll hit 119,000 in 2 years.
Okay. But at what point does it start to wear? Or is it that the point?
Well, that's where it broke. And don't get me wrong, like the hinge obviously was a little bit more malleable. They're showing off the new features of Microsoft Word and all the rest there. At the moment, the OS system upgrades that they've got. But
This is embarrassing. Should
What?
I read it out? My phone
Take
usage?
your phone away from the microphone.
Is it buzzing? Sorry.
can you tell us how much it's actually done?
I pick up my phone 11 times per hour.
Per hour.
Oh,
Is that divided like even over when you sleep?
This is today.
Is that even when you sleep?
No, it's not included when I sleep.
Okay, so let's say you're awake for 60
37
You-
times for messages, 24 for emails, 5 for Instagram, 4 for Twitter, 3 for camera.
Well, this is pathetic. Now, I just wanted to highlight this because this is another thing that got shown off. It's these new Microsoft earbuds, which I honestly
They
thought
look silly.
they look so bad. I know they're trying to compete with the AirPod, but it looks way too big.
Yeah.
I think it's the positioning on the ear as well because it doesn't hang down. It just looks like you've got one of those gigantic
Like
studs in your ear,
like stretchers?
like a skater kid. And I don't know. I really didn't like it when they showed it off. I didn't think it had much of a reaction either. So I'm not.
I can see what they're
anticipating
going for in terms of it's like a plate that you can interact with. Like you can tap it and there's more of a field to feel the device. But it's not... I can't imagine myself picking it up. I haven't even gone the step and got AirPods yet.
No, but I did want to continue talking about the Duo, 2 glass screens, literally inside like a pocketbook. They announced a Pro version as well, which I suppose is a lot bigger and more like a double iPad. I don't know whether or not you've ever used Microsoft stuff, Jules. I mean, I love my Surface.
No.
It's really, really handy. Use it for work every single day. But
Other than their operating system, I haven't.
And mind you, he's showing off this new Surface Pro at the moment, and every single thing he did was talk about how thin it was. But he does the most dramatic... obviously, the pen with the Surface was normally something that you just attached to the side of the screen. It would get lost easily. Anyway, he pops it down onto a stand, and then he does this super dramatic thing where he pushes down the keyboard to reveal that bit, and the pen's in there. And he went on about it for like 3 minutes. It was great. I absolutely loved it.
God.
But I don't know if it's something that would really force me to go out and pick anything up. A lot of what they showed off is coming late next year, particularly the Surface Duo and the Microsoft Duo as well, the new phone. So I think it's most interesting that they're partnering with Google for the operating system. So it's going to be an Android device, which we know has sort of stuffed Microsoft up in the past when they've tried to have their own proprietary OS on there. Yeah. And it's good that they're going with Google because it just standardizes things, I think, across the board.
Yeah, smart move.
There he is.
There he is. He's
Getting
got
the pen. Getting the pen. Look how happy he is that he got that pen out from that fold. It's all about efficiency, baby. I'm pretty sure he said something along those lines too.
Anyway, I'm due for an upgrade next month, so I don't know what phone I will get next. 2 years of the X.
Any idea? I don't think the 11 is enough. I don't think the upgrade has been enough on the 11 to warrant it. And given it's not 5G, I'd wait. Can you hold out another year?
My phone's still working fine. I probably
Yeah,
could.
if you can hold out, I reckon you should. Now, Jules, what comments have we received so far? Of course,
not too many people want these, but we can definitely give one to Richard Harrison.
Undoubtedly we can. So, what
I
does he
curse
say?
online cheaters with super patchy Wi-Fi. There's nothing more infuriating than dropping out randomly.
Richard! Done. Do we have anyone else?
Yes. Werner said hi.
Werner! Tickets! Done.
Comment after the show and we'll let you know, and you can have one too.
Look, we can give 2 more away. Did we already give one away on social media? Is
Yep,
that why we've got
we gave one to
4?
Mitchell on social media.
Sensational. And we will continue to do that once the show is donezo. Now, Julesy, is there anything else that you've been playing this week? Is there anything you've been watching? Have you gone...
Oh, you know what I have been
Any
watching?
real
Really
done?
good Netflix show. I mean, sometimes the acting's a bit subpar, but I'm really sucked in because I really like Toni Collette. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it, haven't watched it, but is it worth a run?
I mean, so far I haven't finished it yet, but yeah, that's pretty good.
I worked out this week that I can finally watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia on Netflix if I use my VPN to tell it that I'm in the
Right,
UK.
okay.
It's nowhere else. I don't know why. Like it's not on Amazon. It's not on anything else except for the UK Netflix. So that's what I've been watching recently. Love that show. Absolutely great.
Can you teach me how to do that?
Yeah, just pay $150 for a VPN.
Yeah, okay.
What? If you open your phone 11 times an hour, right, you can certainly pay for a VPN.
What? I don't get extra money for opening my phone 11 times an hour.
Yeah, but you're wasting time, all right? You can waste time and money on a VPN. Time is money.
All right.
And then therefore you can waste your money on a VPN.
Okay.
Anyway, that is basically our show for the week. We had a great interview. Obviously, thrilled that we got to chat to Matt Hall from Crossy Road via 9 News. Thank you, 9 News. And we're going to have a lot of PAX coverage coming up as well.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be there, and no doubt you'll probably be covering it too.
Yeah, most likely. Thank you again for watching. Of course, if you want to check out anything that we've put on tonight's show, you can head over to mustplay.net.au. We've got 2 more of these double passes to give away, so let's do that on social media after the show. Jules?
Yep.
Same concept. Let us know who you would curse and why. Nothing too M-rated would be great.
Yeah, we'll
Keep it PG.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all right, because I think this is only it's a PG movie, right?
Yeah, but it does look a bit scary.
It does say check the classification. You're not going to be taking Addie anytime soon to watch that.
No, I'm still like working out in my head, is she old enough for me to take her to Star Wars at the end of the year? Probably not.
I reckon you can get away with it. I saw my first Star Wars at the age of 5.
I wanted to be able to say, oh yeah, I saw episode 9 in cinemas when I was 4.
Yeah. Well, I saw my first Star Wars when I was 5.
Yeah, episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that 97?
Yeah. 90. Yeah.
Was it 97?
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Anyway,
Galaxy Far Far Away.
If it was, I was born in 92, so we're claiming it. Thank you again for watching. Sorry about our technical difficulties. Hopefully we get our camera back up and running for next week's show when Fish will hopefully be back. I'm not expecting Kit to be here, but you never know. Yeah, we might have a fourth unofficial
family day.
unofficial member. Yeah, bring your kids in too. Why not, hey? Look, thank you again for watching. Remember, comment. How would you potentially hex someone or curse them to win these Maleficent tickets? Comes out October 17. Check the classification closer to the release date. Says this, but I'm pretty sure it's PG, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Thank you again for watching, and good night.